How you doing, guys? Chris here. So I decided to not clean up my workbench because of the sheer frustration that I'm feeling right now for working on this quad all weekend. I was trying to bring the 12 rotor copter dual explorer back to life because I finally got those 6-in-1 ESCs in, and I finally had the time to work on it, and I got it all working, and I was testing motor direction, and when I put the top cover on, the damn 5-volt regulator on the flight controller decided it didn't want to work anymore and burn up out of nowhere. I even had the short saver on. So whatever. Now I've got to wait for a new flight controller to come in. While we're waiting, I decided to go retro. Here, let me clean up real quick. All right, that's a little better. All right, so here we go. We've got the Botherhobby Returner version 2. These are a little old, so this is going to be a retro episode. So these were on clearance from Cyclone FPV. Well, since these were on clearance, I thought what could be more fitting than to put them on clearance quad here. So we're gonna put some retro motors on clearance quad, and I like this because these are purple motors. When I got the FPV crate from what is it, Get FPV, they had the QAV-S JB edition, and it came with these purple props. So we're gonna run it with these purple props. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And it's a 2205 1750 kV, so it's a 6S kV. We'll compare it to the 2205 6S, I think it's 2300 kV from iFlight. And it's this guy right here. So I'll do a quick little weight comparison of this motor. So this is the 2205, but 2300 kV. This thing sucked some current down, let me tell you. So we'll do a comparison of those two motors, and yeah, we'll see what new and old, you know, is retro still good, or is new school, new technology better than just 2 years ago? All right, so we got the scale already zeroed out. So this is the 2205 Botherhobby Returner version 2, 1750 kV with all the wires. It comes in at 26.7 grams. So if we trim the wires like I did already to put on the race wire strip I have, it'll come in at 23.8 grams. So not bad, pretty decent motor. If you take a look at it, it is a 16x16 mounting, has a C-clamp on the bottom. It does have curved magnets, so even 2 years ago they had curved magnets. Not exactly notchy, not exactly smooth, just something in the middle, but still not bad. And yeah, it's got a cool finish on it. This post is a little higher than I like, but c'est la vie, it'll be fine. All right, let's compare this to the iFlight 2205. So let's do it with wires and without wires. Oh, did I cut them all? Do I have any with wires? Yes, here we go. All right, so with wires, this guy weighed 25.6, so a little bit lighter than the guy with wires. And then without wires, trimmed up, comes in at 23.5. So this is a lighter motor. It also has the 12x12 instead of 16x16 mounting. This is much smoother though. Still the curved magnets, but this is really smooth. Not sure which magnets they're using, which bearings they're using. That's probably the difference between, you know, old and new, but super nice. Okay, let's put it on a quad. All right, so we got these all soldered up, went on pretty nicely. I was actually kind of surprised. The screws that they use here aren't a 1.5 or a 2 millimeter. It was actually a 2.5 millimeter driver to get these screws in there. I was a little surprised because usually with my Beast class drones, I have to pull out that driver for like that guy up there and over there and others, right? So anyway, so we're gonna test motor direction, put some props on, and go for a quick flight. All right, so we're gonna do a hover test and a couple of punch outs. These are the Ethics props. I'll put them on first just so they can be, you know, apples to apples comparison with the iFlight 2205 motors. So these are the Botherhobby 2205 and 1750 kV on Ethics 5-inch props, the lemon limes.
Well, quieter than I expected. Do a quick punch out.
Wow. They are just fine on 6S. All right, not bad.
So right off the bat, I noticed that these motors made my quad a little touchy. So I'm gonna have to go in and fix my rates. But they performed pretty well. This is a 6S battery. Punch outs were pretty good and strong. Maneuverability was great. I didn't see any vibes and vibrations, so not a lot of motor noise here. So pretty good motor so far. Some of the complaints that I heard about these motors were that they had a reliability issue. So after more than 100 packs through them, the bearings would wear down. Also, some people would complain that after a while they would get excessive heat in the bells. What I don't know is who was actually making those complaints about the motors. So were they racers who were trying to use them for excessive racing, or were they people who were using them for the intended purpose of doing long range flights? So for these Botherhobby motors, the current draw reached about 22 amps, which is much better than these motors here. So these are the 2205, 2300 kV. And when I did a punch out on these, the current draw jumped up to 40. It was pretty intense. And this is the same prop. So I threw this little flight clip in here just to give you a comparison of the old motors to something a little bit newer. Now, these motors, 100% not intended to be for long-range quads. At 2300 kV on 6S, if you're not racing, I don't know why you'd want these motors. They are fast and they suck the current down like nobody's business. But the fact that these motors can run 6S at 2300 kV, that feat speaks for itself. So this flight was just for fun. These are the GemFan JB props, and I noticed the same kind of touchiness with the controls. And when I was doing a punch out, the draw was about 23, so just a little bit more than the Ethics props. But overall, I was actually having a lot of fun with this prop. These are a pretty good combination right here. I don't typically run a lot of different colored props, but it really helps sort out in your videos which flight is which if you switch out the colors. So I might start doing that from now on. So overall, yeah, I kind of like these motors. Is new better than old? Of course. New technology is always going to improve. But in the end, motor technology doesn't quite advance as fast as some of the electronics. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.